happening, fellow fantasy GMs? I am DJ Wang. He is the bearded one, DJ Dove. And with our powers combined, we are the Fantasy Couriers.
JJ Wang, we are almost out of June, meaning it is into July, which we've been saying it for a few months, but July is really the don't do anything really stupid month because there's nothing going on. People go home for a couple weeks. They get that rest, relaxation. They're training on their own before the super grind that comes in August.
Well, I mean, these days you got to tell people not to do anything stupid like any time because they're all doing something stupid.
Well, and I think that's how I want to start today is three stupid people. Well, three extremely good athletes. Well, 2.5. And three stupid decisions that could affect careers. It could have already affected a career, and it could affect future careers. I'll start with the least impactful as we get in, and that's going to be Geno Smith. Geno Smith, starting quarterback for your New York Jets, everybody. Nobody's expecting a lot, but he's a starting living quarterback. He's got to be better than anything they've had probably in the last 5 years, which doesn't say much. But he's now dealing with, I haven't read the entire full story, but it's been dwindling on for a domestic assault.
Oh yeah, I didn't know anything about this, so this is new.
So and it's I'll give him, but it has been sort of pushed under the rug, which has been kind of interesting to me because he doesn't seem like he's a big enough name that they're not going to like just bury him with everything that's going on. But Geno Smith, it's under investigation. But NFL sometimes doesn't deal with investigation. So what was happening is there's a video of him that led to a police altercation. So the people were called there, and it was a dispute with the mother of his son. No one was arrested, no files were charged, but based upon the NFL, is it possible to expect that we're going to be seeing a backup quarterback in New York this year?
I have no idea. I don't know how the NFL operates with this. Sometimes they can rush it. Sometimes they can take a long time. So I'd say still plays. I guess I have no idea.
Because we're looking at it could be the Clabe. This could be what gives Cabe Klubnik a sort of a line in. We saw him as pretty much a non-existent factor this year. They're going to play Geno, play for that first terrible pick, and then Cook is there, Klubnik's there. But it's going to be an interesting thing to monitor. Nobody has Geno Smith. That's why I started with him because he was the half player. Because no one's expecting much from the Jets unless you're praying for Garrett Wilson, and you figure Breece Hall will be what Breece Hall's been the last couple of years as we are going through it. But the next one that has become a joke, but if this guy can really get it in line, we're talking top 10 fantasy player, and that's Rashee Rice. So what pops up now is Rashee Rice just got out of jail. He's ready to go. And they're sort of saying as an aside, sort of laughing it off, Rashee Rice failed a drug test, which violated his probation. So luckily he hasn't done any speeding down the road. He just can't follow rules. On a scale of 1 to 10, how scared are you? And I'm not going to go deep in this. I think it's an idea for a show later in the month. But how scared are you of Rashee Rice, considering when he plays? If you look at the statistics, the dude is elite statistically when he plays, like top 10 receiver statistically. But the problem is we had the injury, but he's also a knucklehead. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how scared are you of Rashee Rice, and how likely are you to draft him?
I don't think I'm going to draft him at all. But I feel like it's 50. I think it's 50-50 that he plays. I guess like the NFL is just weird. I don't know what they're going to do with any of this stuff. Sometimes things matter, sometimes they don't. So just depends on what matters at the time. But I don't think I could draft him.
Yeah, I'm not super scared of Rashee Rice this year getting suspended. I don't know what's coming to this because he basically, it looks like he smoked some pot or something and failed a drug test. It's about following rules. They might slam him with 1 or 2 games for being stupid. I'd be more scared of Geno Smith because I think domestic violence is something they're taking a little more seriously.
I'm not scared of Geno Smith because I don't care about Geno Smith.
That's true.
Like Geno Smith is irrelevant to me at this point. So I mean, other than the fact I need him to throw the ball to
Garrett Wilson.
the other players, but I mean, I feel like Cade Klubnik could probably do that. So I mean, I could care less about Geno Smith.
Yeah, and I'm praying Rashee Rice figures it out because man, this guy is costing himself millions of dollars. They're saying he went from getting money up in like not Jefferson, but maybe like right below Jefferson to down to what's still a ton of money, which is crazy, but Alec Pierce. So he's getting measured with Alec Pierce, and I would say those two things are not the same. The last one is a report that there will be no supplemental draft this year. Brent Sorsby had come out. He said he won the appeal and he was going to get to play for Texas A&M, but I think he saw the writing on the wall that basically the conference was going to say no, and the NCAA is going to say, you might have won a court case, but we're not dealing with this. Teams are getting ready to pull out of games and whatnot. So he saw the writing on the wall and he said, I'm going to the supplemental draft. He put in the paperwork like 2 days prior, and the NFL said, no thanks. For those who don't know, Brenton Sorsby likes to gamble. And from what I've gathered, I haven't been in depth in the Sorsby because I don't deal with him until next year now, is a lot of these were made when he was younger. None of these affected game outcomes. But just like Rashee Rice, there's a rule written and you got to follow it. And almost the craziest thing to me is he was making a lot of these when he was like a 19-year-old kid. Dude bet like $90,000 to $100,000. So my real crazy thing is a 19-year-old has $90,000 to $100,000 that he's just randomly betting on the side is crazy. So Sorsby, do you think he ever becomes anything? Because he could have shifted from maybe a third-round supplemental draft, maybe this year a late first, early second with this not great quarterback class to undrafted free agent next year, or maybe a sixth-round flyer so someone can grab him. What do you see the future holding for this guy? Would you gamble on him?
is that intentional?
Yeah, it was.
I'd probably gamble on him before I would gamble on Rashee Rice, presumably, I guess, because it's not really going to cost me much for Sorsby, and he's a quarterback, so I could put a quarterback. I don't expect really anything out of him anyway, so he's kind of just like a lottery ticket. So, I mean, if I would have him on my team, cool. But does he turn into something? I mean, it's possible. It's the NFL. I mean, it might be 3 years down the road, but he could do it. I mean, there's been plenty of quarterbacks in the past that's taken a while to come to. But, yeah, I mean, with depends on the NFL lets him play. I mean, he gambles. They take this stuff serious. I don't know how he got back into college football. That's just the dumbest thing ever. Yeah. So... But yeah, I mean, bad idea to gamble, bro.
I mean, we're looking. I'm sitting there. I pulled up all of his like gambles. Like in 22, 23, he wasn't playing, but he made about 2,900 bets, 40 wagers on the Hoosiers and individual players. In Cincinnati, he continued to make wagers using friends and family accounts. The dude's an addict. And then last year, he was gambling even after the transfer time, and it was like betting was illegal in the state in Texas, I believe, where he was transferring into. And it's just like, how do you like hopefully he gets something figured out. He's got a year to get his head out of his rear end, but I think he's going to start somewhere buried very deeply. Maybe as punishment, they'll let the Jets take him as an undrafted free agent just so he goes there and he can suffer a little more. But it's crazy to see like the knuckleheadedness. And I heard some guy say one of the ironies of this whole situation is they could do this whole story and they could say sponsored by DraftKings because NFL is in bed with all this sporting bet money. And it's when you put that right there in front of all the players and say, no, you can't do it. We're going to give you lots of DraftKings, FanDuel, whatever, all those companies' money, but you all stay away from it. That it's, I don't know. It's hard for the addicts, like the people that have drinking problems, sponsored by alcohol, that kind of thing within him. It was sort of a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing to say that it's there in front of them, but you're dangling that apple with them, and they got to avoid that apple.
Yeah, well, it's either avoid the apple and get millions and millions of dollars, or go for the apple. Your choice, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, avoiding the apple. I guess not having the addiction problem. I don't understand it, but that's just crazy stuff to say.
I mean, don't have it. I mean, I don't want to go down that road, but I mean, have
Yeah,
have some willpower, dude. It's either that or don't play in the NFL. Your choice.
get help. Get help's a key thing for a lot of people. Find that support system. And I think that's something that the pros and colleges should give to these guys. Like I think I look at it as well. Like what they if we're giving kids millions of dollars in college, they should also give them a way to financially be smart with their finances. I mean, we said this before. You give the two of us. Think about us at 19 years old. You give us $10 million. We're not going to do anything smart with that. We were making dumb
I mean,
choices. We'd have blown
I
through it. And
I could take all kinds of finance classes, and people can tell me all kinds of stuff. Hey, do this with your money. Do this with your money. Do you really think that's going to help? Because when you leave and I'm out here on my own at home for the weekend and I've got $10 million in my account, you really think I'm going to be listening to what this guy says? Hey, I should invest this instead of going and buying a $200,000 car when I'm 19? Oh, I won't buy a $200,000 car.
well, would it be wise if they're saying, "Hey, we're supposed to be raising and educating men," that they say, "Hey, you're making $10 million. $5 million is going to be like an investment that we give to you. 5 million you blow like do stupid crap." So that why does that not
Sure, if you want to put that in the
in the contract?
contract,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what I'm
I
saying. Hold
guess,
make them
but
have part of it.
it's I'm the athlete here. It's my money. I'm the one making everybody around me money. So yeah, I mean, it would be smart for them to do that. But again, if I was 19, I'd
Yeah.
want my $10 million too, and who knows what I'm going to do with it. I've probably done some things in my youth that I would have ended up in jail with. And if you give me $10 million, there's maybe a good chance I do end up in jail.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
we've been spending the last month talking, or last couple weeks, and these are 4 weeks in a row. We're talking about each of the skill positions, and we're not. This isn't going to be my top 10 or JJ Wang's top 10. We're arguing through top tens. We're giving and taking who we think would be our best, who would be a tight end consensus through discussion. Just having a discussion of guys that should be top 10. And there's some guys that I was working this week. I was down in Pigeon Forge with the wife and just sat down. I was sitting down in some of the free time, started jotting down. I got my quarterbacks and running backs ranked out, and they'll be up by the end of this week because then everything goes bonkers again for the July's a mess. But today we're gonna hit into tight ends, and if you're getting that, if you're speaking of gambling, if you're getting that itch and you're like, I just need a draft, I want something to do, check out Fast Draft. It's a fun little draft. You can draft some best ball. They're a sponsor of the program. Use the code Couriers. They'll match you up to $50. It's not as big as DraftKings yet, so you can get in there while they're getting started. The games are kind of fun. If you like defense, it's a weird. I've never seen a best ball defensive draft. There is one available. Or there was one last year. It should be coming up soon. Haven't been on this. I looked at doing a best ball recently, but jump on there, check them out. And if you have some of the DJ Dove luck, I've done nothing but win on there, which has been kind of crazy. It's been a lucky thing. I know I'm dooming myself for anything to happen this year, but check out Fast Draft. Get to wherever you get your apps. Use code Couriers to add $50. They will give you $50 price match. There we go. That's the words I can't say. This week we are going to talk about JJ Wang's favorite position. And I believe we just got a tight end I was seeing some pictures of guys going through the tight end. Quick question before we get into talking about our top 10 tight ends, which is like 4 guys and a bunch of Jags. Not Jaguars, but Jags. George Kittle came out talking FIFA. The World Cup's going on. You're a big soccer fan or football fan. And George Kittle's talking about the fact that FIFA is going to all of these NFL stadiums and they are putting sod down, beautiful grass down. And your cat's ready for the show. Beautiful grass down, and which is better for the players. But the NFL is doing all the artificial stuff. And George Kittle said, "Hey, if you put down that, you should put grass. If they can do it for soccer, why can't you do it for us? Because it will make us healthier. It's better. They've shown it's better for the knees, better for the body to have real grass down." Do you think this is just him talking, or could this be a bigger topic for players they can use as they move forward, seeing that FIFA did it for a giant world competition, and the NFL's probably not. I would say is FIFA's bigger as a whole, and the NFL is probably the second biggest thing. Should the NFL listen to what Kittle's saying, or just sort of poo-poo it and move on?
well, I mean, should they listen to what the people making the money think? Well, sure, they should. I mean, if majority of the players want natural grass, then yeah, and if the players want that, then put it in the agreement, the NFL, the players
See,
agreement or whatever. If they really want it that bad, then the owners will have to do it. I mean, I don't know what the price difference is or the upkeep for grass and stuff like that, but money isn't an issue with these guys.
yeah,
So if the players want it, go fight for it and get it, and if not, don't play. I mean, strike or get what you want. But I mean, yeah, go get it. Make a fuss about it.
yeah. It's
Take a week off. Just go on. Take a week off. Don't.
that's what they have to do
Don't
because they
change
get
it.
hurt.
Don't change it if you don't play.
Yeah, it says basically the idea is upfront grass is cheaper, long term turf is cheaper because of the upkeep. So it's a matter of what they're willing to upkeep. And but with
Doesn't.
billions
I
of dollars,
mean,
I'm with you there. Like they gotta.
money's
I
not
don't-
an issue.
Yeah, money is not an issue with. They're playing Monopoly here.
The only issue is it's less money they get to put in their pocket at the end of the day because grass is a little more expensive on the back end. So that extra $100,000 bonus that they get, they wouldn't get if they had to put grass in. So screw these guys. I hate
I
them
mean,
all.
and the players, they might even give up a little money because they get to play an extra year because they're not destroyed by this.
They're definitely not giving up money.
Maybe they'll stay square versus going.
No, they're not. The reasons for these players things is usually all about more. They're not going to give up more money to play on grass. They'll take they'll pi- they'll be
Even
like,
if it
hey,
adds 2 years,
they'll
20
be-
million to your career.
we'll give you more money if you continue letting us use AstroTurf, and the players will be like, okay, that's fine. Give us more money.
Have you ever played on AstroTurf? Like this new
Sure.
stuff's all that like that beady stuff or whatever.
We
Astro,
refer,
you ever fallen on AstroTurf?
yeah, we referee it with soccer all the time. Well, I'm not out there falling down on it and stuff.
I
Like
know
I
that
said,
the old like the new stuff's like ground up tires and whatnot. And it's just softer.
well,
But
nobody has the old stuff.
the old have you ever fallen on that old? Remember that old stuff? Have you ever fallen on
Yeah,
that?
but
Stuff?
nobody, but then nobody has that anymore. So.
No, they don't. But I say it was a tangent. I jumped. We went on to JMU's field when I was in college, and we played football for a little bit on there, and I fell on the turf, and it literally tore my pants. Like I was wearing a pair of shorts, and my shorts literally ripped falling on that old like crappy turf. Before, I mean, the new stuff's softer. It's not as soft as grass, but it's a ton softer. It's you just got that the way it's made. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We are 17 minutes in and haven't even talked about a player yet.
What did I tell you, Adam?
Well, I told you that we're talking about tight ends. It's not going to be as long.
Okay.
So here we go. We're going to jump in. We're going to make the Fantasy Couriers consensus top 10 tight end players.
So just to refresh, I'm kind of looking at it like this: like I've got a winning team, and I want and I need a tight end. So it's whether it's dynasty or not. If it's dynasty, I'm trying to win a championship this year, and I need a tight end. Who's the best tight ends that I want? I don't really look at this as far as like value or anything like that. I want the best tight end for this year. Who do I think that's going to be?
And I think that's where we are at this point too. Even if you're in dynasty, even dynasty is our jam, but dynasty becomes redraft pretty much in July. Now, come October when your team's tanked, you might be dropping or whatnot. But right now, we want the best dudes on our team. So this is like our top 10, seeing where we can go from there. It can be a redrafted dynasty kind of discussion as well. So there really, I would say, are two guys probably at the top of the tight end world. Brock Bowers, Trey McBride. Trey McBride went freaking nuclear last year. 126 receptions, 1239, 11 touchdowns. Brock Bowers was hurt last year, and he plays for the Raiders. So he had 680 and 7 touchdowns and 64 receptions. He still had some decent games, was tight end 8. Many people have him at 1 and McBride at 2, but how do you feel about those two guys? Where would you put, is it razor thin, or do you feel that one's ahead of the other where they're going?
I don't think that one could really be ahead of the other. Brock Bowers had that really, really good rookie season, and then kind of, I guess, injuries in the second season, so that kind of hurt him. So I mean, he's got one really good season, and then one injury-plagued season. So it's kind of hard to base it on that. Trey McBride took him a little bit to get in, but he's been really solid over the last 2 years. I'd probably go Trey McBride, honestly, but they got a quarterback situation going on. Well, both of them kind of got both of them kind of got quarterback situations going on. So I think I would go with Trey McBride.
I want to disagree with you, but I can't. I don't see Brock Bowers. The question is he going to be Sam Laporta? Sam Laporta he wasn't as good as Brock Bowers, but he had a heck of a rookie year, and then he sort of fell off the earth. Brock Bowers still plays for the Raiders. Luckily, he has Kirk Cousins coming, who still didn't make Kyle Pitts, who we'll discuss in a bit, make him look like a superstar all these years. Or the rookie coming in, who we don't know if Mendoza's going to be a dump off guy, give it to Genty, give it to one of their random receivers. What's going to come out of that? So I think there's more consistency with McBride because I feel he is these guys to me are both the wide receiver one for their team as tight ends. But I think I'm going to go with the guy who's been more consistent, right? I mean, the reasons we liked some of these tight ends over all the years is because they've been consistent the last 2 years. 111, 126 receptions, 1146 and 24, 1239 yards in 25 for McBride. That's consistent. Touchdowns, you can never. Those are not fluid generally. I mean, unless you have a bruiser back and you know he's going to go to the end zone a lot. I'm with you on McBride being one. Razor thin over Bowers. Are these guys that will be on your team? Are you willing to reach into the second, third round for one of these guys to be on your teams?
I mean, maybe McBride, but I'm not as confident as everybody else is in Bowers. I mean, he's had the one good season, and so you're basing everything off of his rookie seasons. And how many times have you base things off of rookie seasons and it never gets back to that level? So I would like to see that level again before I'm all in kind of on Bowers. So now I'm sitting here thinking about it. I don't think it's really razor thin. I think it's pretty thick, honestly.
And I think I am with you, and I didn't know if you would be with me or not. And I think the rest of the industry has got them a lot closer. I'm just scared. I've been burnt by tight ends over time. I've had guys Sam Laporta me as we went through the season.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
And it's interesting. They're not a tier by themselves on Fantasy Pros currently. So I have the Fantasy Pros rankings up. They're in a tier also with Colston Loveland and Tucker Kraft. That's tier 1 according to Fantasy Pros right now. So looking at that, who do you have next as your? Who would you put at 3? Like, is it?
So I mean, everybody's really in love with Colston Loveland at the moment. Had a really good second half of the season. So, do I want to fall in my continual trap of loving people that have good second halves of the season, and then basing their whole career off of that? But I mean, he's on a really good team. I really, really like the Bears. I think he's going to get plenty of opportunity. I think Loveland's a good choice. Kraft coming off the ACL. I don't know if I think it was ACL. Might have been an Achilles ACL. It was something. But I know the ACL injuries aren't as major as they were back in the day. But he is coming off an injury, so I don't know if I'm trying to win a championship this year, Tucker Kraft is. I don't think Tucker Kraft is the way I want to go. Would you, if you're trying to win a championship?
I almost want to zag. I would be debating whether, to me, it's Loveland or Warren. And I like Warren almost a level up over Loveland for the
What did Warren do last? I mean, Warren was fine, but I mean, it's
what Warren did is he played better when Daniel Jones was there, and Daniel Jones is going to be back. So Daniel Jones, his drop off came after week 13 a lot. He was still getting targets, but the targets were not as they were coming from Riley, what's his name out of Notre Dame, and Phillip Rivers. And so from week 13 on, he had 22, 15, 19, 30, 43, and 22 yards and 1 touchdown.
So do you think we think you're going to get that Daniel Jones?
I think you're going to get it. I think because last year Daniel Jones was not a runner like he was before. I think that's what you would fear of losing.
All
and
right.
Tyler Warren's wide receiver 1 there.
All right, and also before Daniel Jones got hurt, they were losing their luster a little bit before he got hurt. They were starting to slow down a little bit. I don't think there's no chance that Daniel Jones was as good as he was in the beginning of last season. Zero chance.
Well, how much of that is on Jonathan Taylor?
Daniel Jones isn't the best quarterback in the league, and he was playing like the best quarterback in the league. And unless you think Daniel Jones is the best quarterback in the league, then clearly he's not going to play like the best quarterback in the league.
So would you? And I love Loveland. The only thing that worries me is he going to stay up there as the number one receiver,
Sure.
or is he going to fall behind?
So we need to continue discussing the tight ends that are behind them because I don't have the list in front of me. So I need to know what's coming up behind them before I can
pile of deliciousness.
I understand, but I think there might be 1 or 2 guys back there that I might like. I think Loveland's probably a good third.
I think I can go with Loveland at 3 because to me, I have Loveland and Warren very close to each other, and I would give Loveland. I'll go with you and give him the Caleb Williams over Danny Dimes kind of look there. It's hard for me to put Warren over Kraft, even though Kraft looked great at times when he was in Green Bay. Jordan Love likes him, and 2 of the 3 wide receiver 2s they had starting for them are gone. So it's basically what Watson, Kraft, and then all the first and second year receivers.
I like Kraft. I do, but like I said, coming off the injury for this season, that's kind of sketchy.
Well, we're going to be having that discussion again with another guy. So, guys, after that, we're looking at Laporta, Fannin, Pitts, Kincaid, Kittle, Kelsey, Likely, Goddard, Andrews, Ferguson.
Slow down. Slow down, bro. I remember like 2 of those names. All right, so there's Warren, there's
Laporta,
Pitts, Fannin,
Kincaid. I don't know why he's that high.
I'm not putting Kincaid that high. I mean, Laporta's in the conversation. I think Pitts is in the conversation. I think Kittle might still be in the conversation.
But wait, Kittle had an Achilles injury.
You're right. I said he might be in the conversation.
See, I everything.
So I'm not putting Kittle like 4th or 5th. Yeah. He's going to be between 6 and 10. So I might put like him and Kraft there in the same spot because if Kittle comes back 100% or close to 100%, he's still going to get a lot of the work.
So are you feeling some Laporta too this year?
So I think the next set of tight ends might be like maybe like the Warren, Pitts, Laporta group.
So Kyle Pitts.
Does that sound about right?
Yes, Pitts.
Kyle Pitts hasn't Kyle Pitts had more better seasons than Sam Laporta?
Let's see, Kyle Pitts. I'll pull him up, and as I had pulled up the other thing, that was one thing we didn't do earlier. Save for now. Kyle Pitts just got a bag of cash.
And he got a bag of cash.
Kyle Pitts 3 years, $54 million, 36 fully guaranteed. Last year, his best season of his career. 88 receptions, 928 yards, and 5 touchdowns. That is spectacular. But 11 receptions, 166, and 3 in one game.
No, that's fine. I mean, I get it, but I mean that's still part of the season where he finished number 2, and he's had 2 good seasons. I mean, he had a really good rookie season, and then he's come back with an 88 catch season. I mean, so you take away those 11 catches. I mean, he still had 77 catches. I mean, that's still pretty solid.
The 2 years prior, though, 47 for 600, 53 for 667.
I understand. I get it. I mean, he hasn't been great. But, I mean, if you want to put Laporta up here, I feel like you got to put Pitts up here.
Let's see. Laporta, 9 games, 40 for 489. But prior to that, in his bad year, he had 60 for 726. The second year seen as bad. 60 receptions, 726, and 7 touchdowns. Yeah. His rookie year, he was tight end 1. 86 receptions, 889, and 10 touchdowns.
So the only thing Kyle Pitts is lacking right now is touchdowns. Because nobody else's numbers, I mean, so if you take Kyle Pitts' 2 best seasons as far as like yards go, I mean, he's right up there with everybody else. It's just he doesn't have like the big touchdown season which all these number one tight ends are having. They're getting like 10 touchdowns. I mean,
So you want a fun stat? I was
sure.
listening. I would have noticed it maybe, but I was listening to footballers. Kyle Pitts, how many touchdowns did he have his rookie year?
Well, is this the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thing?
This is the 1, 2, 3. So
Yeah.
his second year he had 2. His third year he had 3. So this year Kyle Pitts should have 6 touchdowns. And I think they also pointed out. I think Britton Strange had the same kind of a stat. It's kind of a funny stat to say. So we're looking here at Kyle Pitts, Tucker Kraft, Tyler Warren, Sam Laporta. Is Fannin in the discussion with these guys? Kittle?
I don't think so. I like Fan, but I think he would fall. I think he would fall outside. I think might take Kraft and Kittle over Fannin. What do you think?
He's the uncertainty of quarterback for him. He had a decent year last year with a terrible Shador year, Dylan Gabriel playing, just a bunch of terribleness in Cleveland. So it's hard. Who knows if Concepcion could possibly take some of those underneath things. Like they say, he might be the sneaky rookie receiver to have this year because he's going to get a lot of underneath stuff, and he could steal from what Fannin was getting last year. So there's a question mark within that. So yeah, I think he's a layer below. So we're looking like Kraft, Warren, Laporta, and I like Kittle in there as well. That we're looking at those guys. So it's a matter of I'm digging a Laporta. It's nothing more than a gut feeling, but I feel there's going to be a Laporta resurgence this year, and he's going to go way late in drafts. He's going to be a guy who'll be able to get on a lot of teams because he's tight end 6, and that's at the point where guys are just throwing darts later in the draft, right? So what are you feeling between those four, between those guys, Pitts, Laporta, Warren, Kraft? Or narrow it down to 2.
So who had the best season last year?
Best season last year is probably Kyle Pitts, right?
Yeah, so I'm going to go Kyle Pitts then.
Oh man, that's going to take a lot of like I am a Kyle Pitts hater.
We can you can pick him where you want. We can just average this out. I mean, that's fine. But sure, Kyle Pitts, and nobody might like Kyle Pitts, but he still had a better season last year than any of those guys. So
Kyle Pitts last year, let's see. Last year he was tight end 2, obviously. 928, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Harold Fannin had, and he's not even in our discussion. I'm just seeing what he had 733 and 6 touchdowns. So he had more touchdowns.
And he's and Howard Fannin, he's really, really boomer bust too. He's either there or not there. I mean, he is. So I mean, that's kind of scary about him too.
Sam Laporta, without injury, would have had about the same. In 9 games, he had 489 and 3 touchdowns. So it would have been about Kyle Pitts kind of number. So it shows how like the tight end sort of poo-pooed out last year. Tucker Kraft, for as high as he's ranked, last year he had 489 and 6 touchdowns in 8 games, which would balance out to about 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns. Like he had that. He was more explosive than we're giving him credit for. 124, 143.
The beginning of the season, he was absolutely killing it. Absolutely, 100%. Not arguing that.
That was it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't trust Jordan Love anymore. I don't know if I can buy in. I'm not buying into Jordan Love anymore.
So if you were putting these guys in order, Kraft, Warren, Laporta, and Pitts,
I'd go Pitts, Laporta. No, I would go Pitts, Laporta, Kraft. And then who was the last one?
Warren. Okay. So see, and I would go Laporta, Warren, Kraft, and Pitts.
All because Pitts had a couple bad seasons.
All because Pitts is. I've been pooped on him.
Like it doesn't matter how. Like it doesn't matter
Kraft,
how you.
I could be talked into switching. But
it doesn't matter how you get there, but it is. The fact is that you got there.
Well,
by the end of the season, right?
But you're also looking. A whole season doesn't help you week to week, right? So he could have a whole season where he gets 1,000 yards, but you get he got almost 200 yards in a game. So that means he really had 15 games for 800 yards and 2 touchdowns. Would you be happy if you got 800 yards and 2 touchdowns from Kyle Pitts?
Well, the only thing that I wouldn't be happy about would be the touchdowns.
Yeah, but I mean that's what you would have gotten. He had one game, so it's like Jonathan Taylor's stats go higher too because he had a great start and then that really bonkers game in Spain. After that, he dropped off the face of the planet Earth. You drop off that one outlier game, it makes the whole season not look as spectacular, and it drops him down below. Let's say he gets his average. Say he goes down to his average and gets like 80 yards and 0.2 touchdowns or whatever. It throws him right in the range with these guys and doesn't put me as high on him. Like I can go Pitts over Kraft, but I just can't. It's hard to look at Pitts over for me Warren or Laporta for Laporta within the system because I think the Lions are better.
I can understand Laporta, but the Warren thing the Warren thing's got me confused. I mean, Daniel Jones is average at best. I mean, he's had one good half a season in his career where he's been okay, and his efficiency was uber high. Efficiency like that usually doesn't last. He was kind of fading off towards the end of that run before he got hurt anyway. And Warren has not really done anything in his career. So I'd have a hard time putting Warren over Pitts, but I mean I could see the other ones.
So more or less what we've gotten down to is Laporta could be 4.
Yeah, Laporta could be 4.
Kraft will be 7.
Okay.
And then we got Warren and Pitts sort of fighting here in the middle as to who would be 5 and 6. And if the tiebreaker has to be,
I mean, you can put Warren you can put Warren at 5 just because of the fact that people hate Pitts, so that brings him down a little bit. I mean, that's fine.
But it's a matter of what they're going to do. I mean, if you think you had Pitts at 4,
yeah, I mean, I think Pitts could do exactly what he did last year.
I mean, our averages to these guys have them being 5A and 5B if we really want to chicken out because it's tight end.
And you know how I feel about Pitts.
Would that be so that we're not talking about tight ends for the next year?
I mean, this tight end show is already going as long as the running back show. Just so you know, I was right.
Well, we did 20 minutes on not tight ends. So
I didn't say how we got there. It's not about how you get there. It's where you end up.
We'll do Warren is 5A, Pitts is 5B, Kraft is 7.
Can we just say 5 and 6?
No, I don't want you to give in. I want you to.
If there's one thing I hate more than probably anything in conversation is the whole 1A 1B thing.
Well, I mean, I have no problem dropping Pitts down to 10.
I mean, cool. There is no A or B. You're either 1 or 2 or 5 or 6.
Okay, well then we'll leave Warren at 5 and Pitts at 6, and that could be one of our season-long contentious bets. Okay, at 8, I think we're going to say Kittle, right? We're both on Kittle. We're believing the hype.
I like Kittle, yeah.
And I do think one word to people to listen to, if you draft Kittle, just in case, keep an eye on Tongas. When Kittle didn't play, Tongas looks good. Okay. I have him on some dynasty squads. He looks pretty stinking good. And then now we're getting down to, we got 2 slots left here. We're looking at the Harold Fannin Juniors. I think we've pretty much said no to Kincaid, right?
Yeah, I don't think Kincaid deserves to be up.
Kelsey, Likely, Goddard, Andrews, Jake Ferguson is 15. I like Jake Ferguson. Looking down, Gadsden, Juwan.
I think they all suck, and you can put them, and you can put anybody at 9 and 10 if you want to. I mean, the only guy after that I kind of like is Brenton Strange, and he's way low.
Yeah, I think he's like 18. I don't know if I could put him at 9 or 10. Like the guy that I like I like Jake Ferguson more than most people. And in that,
I don't like any of them. So
Mark Andrews, I think with the new offensive scheme coming in, Lamar might be throwing some more. That's going to benefit him because it's going to be him and Zay Flowers, right?
Andrews might be okay.
I'll go with you. We'll put Andrews at 9. An underrated guy. Dallas Goedert had like his career year last year.
Yeah, he had a good year.
Or Isaiah Likely going to New York, but we've played this game before, right?
Yeah.
So Goddard or Jake Ferguson, who would you think would be a guy that fits our mold? Jake Ferguson in that powered Cowboys offense, but he's the third.
I mean,
third target.
I'm a bigger Goddard fan than I am Ferguson fan. I mean, they just got rid of AJ Brown, so they're going to need more. So there's going to be more options, I guess, maybe for tight end at the tight end position. So I would probably lean Goddard.
Okay, so we'll leave it there, and I'll put honorable mention because we did poo-poo him a little bit, but I think it's the fear of Cleveland. That was Harold Fannin and Jake Ferguson there as our honorable mentions for the top 10 tight ends. So here we go. The Fantasy Couriers. If you see a guy you want to chase, your last chance, top 10, way too early consensus discussion of the greatest position in football. Number 1, McBride. Number 2, Bowers. 3, Loveland. 4, Laporta. 5, Warren. 6, Pitts. 7, Kraft. 8, Kittle. 9, Andrews. 10, Goddard. With our honorable mentions being Jake Ferguson and Harold Fannin Jr. So there
And
you
Britton
have.
Strange.
Do what?
And Britton Strange.
Oh, yeah, I'll put him in there. I like Strange, and I think it'll be. I think he's a guy because I'm not going to go up here and draft. I used to be a tight end drafter, but I would punt it, and I'd rather draft like Strange and Chigakonkwo and carry 2 tight ends and see if one of those hits.
Yep.
Or AJ Barner. I mean, there's some guys deeper like AJ Barner.
Nah, I'd probably pass on Barner.
He's a solid streamer, but he's a curious one because he's right in there in that chunk like Juwan Johnson, Strange, Barner, all those guys sort of fall together. So there you have it. Give us some wisdom as we roll out of here.
Words of wisdom, as always, the last few weeks, go USA. I just want to keep it. Just going to keep it at that. This is probably the best team we've had in forever. We can actually score goals. I still don't think we're going to go very far, but I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts. So as always, trust yourself and trust the process.